everybody! Welcome back to MangaPod. How's it going? You all should talk to make sure that we can hear you now.
Hi, how's it going?
Yo.
Hey.
Good?
Sup?
Hey, hi.
Yo.
Perfect. I'm sure that worked. There's gonna be a delay, so we're just gonna keep going.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Whatever.
If you guys were here before, then you already heard this spiel because I was the only one that you could hear. But if you've never joined us for a MangaPod before, we are a weekly podcast in which we all get together after we read all or part of a manga, and then we discuss it with friendship, love, and lots of spoilers. I am Erin of HappiLeeErin, and we're art with our
I'm Dodger. Press start to continue and dexterity bonus, and happily Dodger.
Yes.
Glad to be here.
Thank you for being here.
I'm just Yokorama. What's up?
That was... You were so concerned about having a better intro than last time. You got your second chance.
I didn't think about it.
You decided on.
I didn't think about it. I forgot to think about it.
You forgot to think about it. Good job.
I'm judging you so hard. There's so much hard judge in your direction.
We like hard judging on balls.
Scary.
Hard judge. You just had to get the ball joke right in there.
Giggity.
Balls.
We'll be talking about some, I guess.
And Dazza.
Hey, I'm Dazzle.
Fighting for balls.
And I'm drinking coffee.
Fighting for nipples.
Fighting for nipples. Beautiful. Yes. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for sticking with us through the technical difficulties that are, that can only be, summarized as derp. I'll call it a derp moment. But, this week, we read Kuroko no Basuke, and if you've never joined us for a manga about MangaPod before, I just looked at your face.
Huh?
If you've never joined us for a MangaPod before, what we like to do is give you a spoiler-free description, aka summary, that our lovely Dr. Dazzle will be reading, and then we will give you our spoiler-free recommendations, whether we think you should go spend time reading this manga or not, but we already, it's Kuroko no Basuke, and I'm, spoiler alert, you should just go. That's mine. Done.
We haven't even done this.
I don't care!
We're gonna do the synopsis.
So?
Everything
else is going wrong already! No! You guys should go read Kuroko no Basuke! You should go read Kuroko no Basuke!
Takeo Middle School Basketball Club, an incredibly strong team with over 100 members and 3 consecutive championship wins. Among their brilliant record was a generation of 5 prodigies known as the Generation of Miracles. However, there was a strange rumor concerning the Generation of Miracles about one more player recognized by the 5 prodigies, a phantom 6 man. When Kagami Tiger joins Seiren's high school basketball team, he meets Kuroko Tetsuya, a horrendously bad player. Kagami is shocked to find out that Kuroko is the rumored 6th man of the Generation of Miracles. Not only is Kuroko terrible at everything from dribbling to shooting, I thought she was showing her boobs then.
Yep.
He lacks so much presence on the court that at times people even forget he's playing. But during games, Kuroko uses that lack of presence to his advantage, specializing in passing the ball to stronger players. In order to become the best player in Japan, Kagami agrees to team up with Kuroko to defeat the other members of the Generation of Miracles. Yeah. Dun dun dun.
Wait, now can I give my spoiler-free recommendation?
Yes.
Go read and go watch it because it's one of the best manga and anime in the world. Okay, thanks. It has absolutely wonderful characters and absolutely wonderful character development, and it's super, super intense, especially if you like sports anime or manga. Even if you don't like sports anime or manga, it is definitely a good starting place to experience how fantastic sports manga can be. So.
Yes, I agree. This is a perfect, beginner's sports manga. I'm not just saying it's not it doesn't have depth to it or something. No, it's still really good. But I mean, it starts off in a way that somebody that never really experienced the sports genre before in anime can quickly jump into it. And I've known many people that have watched the anime or read the manga that have never watched any sports anime or manga, and they were completely against it. I don't want to. That's garbage. What is this sports? I don't like sports. Yeah. Yeah.
In the 5 frames per second that's happening on the stream, that's gonna look amazing.
But when they checked out Kuroko no Basket, they absolutely fell in love with it, and I feel like you will too if you've never given this a shot. So go for it. It's really good.
Shot. Basketball pun number 1.
Oh shit! Shot. Oh.
I agree with everyone's recommendations. Most of the main characters are color coded, which is a big love of mine, and they're all fantastic, well developed characters. And at this point where we are, it's gotten really great. Like, you're very attached to multiple characters on multiple teams. You're rooting for everybody, and you're just like, and it gets so fun to read it because you're invested. You're invested in everyone, and you're invested in everything that's happening. And it's so, like both Yoku and Erin were saying, it's very accessible to really anybody, I think. So yeah, if you've never tried Kuroko, it's so good. It's so good, because I was one of those people that was like, I'm not gonna like this. I liked Prince of Tennis back in the day, and that's like the only other sports manga or anime that I was like, yeah, really into. And man, Kuroko, so good.
Oh.
There's my rec.
Yeah.
Nice.
Perfect
Sick.
timing.
I don't like sports.
No.
And Jazz is out of the call. Bye.
What?
But I like Kuroko.
Oh, I see.
I thought he dropped.
I was like, he's not dropped for me. I don't know what's happening.
That's just sitting there.
Jokes. Jokes.
But I like Kuroko. And Kuroko is the Dragon Ball Z of sports manga. What Dragon Ball Z is to manga or anime, Kuroko is that to sports manga. It's very accessible, very easy to read. It's fun, which is a huge plot point. Not plot point. It's not plot. Well, it is a plot point, sort of. That's spoilers. It makes sense. It makes sense if you think about it.
Okay.
No, I agree. It does. It does
Yeah.
make sense.
And I really like it. So
Yeah.
Kuroko is great.
Can I add one more thing?
Yeah.
No.
Like just overall about
More
the
talking
sports.
about Kuroko. More you get talk. You can talk.
Thanks. No, I just want to mention about like
Let's
sports.
talk about Slam Dunk, guys.
Slam
Kuroko.
Dunk. Sakuragi. He has red hair as well.
What about our
And he
generation
has the same
Basket?
number.
That was decent.
He has the same number as Kagami.
Does he? I never noticed that, but
Yeah,
that's a
I think
fact.
so.
That's
He has-
maybe possibly.
He has the number 10,
But
right?
you're not sure. Maybe.
I was pretty
I don't
sure. I watched the first episode of Slam Dunk when I was at the gym this weekend, and I think that's one of the things I noticed, because I'm pretty sure that Fujimaki made Kuroko and Kagami's numbers an homage to the two guys.
Oh yeah, I bet
Slam
Slam
Dunk.
Dunk is brah.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention one more thing about the whole like sports anime. Like again, some people are like, "Oh, this is a good sports anime to get into," but I'm still not into sports. Why should I even want to get into a sports anime? This is so much more than a sports anime. I mean, manga, because we're MangaPod. Shit, sorry.
Manga.
Come on,
Anime sucks.
Yoku. We
Only
don't,
manga
Oh.
here.
we don't talk
We
about
don't
animes here, Yoku.
Animu.
Animus.
We
But
talk about
seriously,
mango.
This is character development. This is a story that is seriously mostly revolving around character development. And if you're a fan of lovable characters, if you like characters, if you like people, you will like Kuroko.
I like to counterpoint that. I don't like people. People suck, but I still like Kuroko.
That's true.
I don't know. Some people are right. I don't know.
I don't know.
Some people
Majority
do.
of people suck.
I'm still not sure about that.
You guys are all great.
Yeah.
If you like us, you will like.
If you
Like us, you'll love Kuroko. Don't
No,
use
but
that as a
what
starting
you're
point.
never.
What Yoki was saying is what I mean by like Dragon Ball Z. It's just like you can watch Dragon Ball Z, and if you've never seen anime before, you'll still enjoy it.
Yeah,
and if
don't
you don't
think
like
of it
fighting,
as a
you'll
sports.
still.
Just
Yeah.
get the
Yeah, you don't
sports
think
out
of it as sports. You just think of it as something
Good story.
to enjoy
Good characters, good
and
story.
consume.
Yeah. Very good
You can
characters.
That is
stream the
just based
balls.
around basketball as well.
Yeah. There's a
Stream
lot.
the
There's a
balls.
lot in there to enjoy, definitely. So,
Yeah.
those are our spoiler-free recommendations.
Stream the balls.
Dragon Balls, basketballs. Shit, you made connection. That's the
There we
connection.
go.
my gosh.
Somebody has definitely written that fanfic.
I know.
How did I not see
Hey,
this before?
somebody, if you have seen that fan fiction, please hashtag it MangaPod on Tumblr, so we can find it easily. Thank you.
Kuroko.
Kuroko.
If you could link us to it on MangaPod Reddit, reddit.com/r/MangaPod.
We'd appreciate that.
We'd love to check that out.
We will upvote you if you do so.
We will push to it on all of the social medias. Please just do it.
I just need Midorima to be Vegeta. That's all I want.
I need Midorima to meet Piccolo. Thank you.
Oh.
Hair color.
Oh, especially the green. Oh, the green and the green.
Yeah, OTP.
You have like
OTP.
Midorima with like these things coming out of his head, which actually makes sense because he's a bit strange like that. Yeah, he's a bit alien.
All right,
Anyway.
spoiler free.
That's our recommendations. Spoiler section is going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get out of here. Okay.
Kuroko is God.
Kuroko is gone.
Oh, Aaron beat you to it, bro. You slacking dog.
Every manga pod.
Oh, can we make a shirt that just says blank is God?
Hashtag manga pod.
Oh, I should have been here for Tower of God. I could have said Tower is God.
Yeah, you were out.
Gaza. You missed it.
Yes.
Like, it's so good.
Dude, how does that handle like support that weight of the mug?
It doesn't. That's why I'm holding it with two hands.
Let go.
Can you
I'd rather not.
wait?
Yeah.
Can you like balance it on your shoulder just for a second?
Put it on
I
your
want to
head.
compare it to your head. Yeah, it's a good size mug.
Uh-huh.
It's
I've
good
got a big
size
head
mug.
too.
Yeah,
10 out of 10 mug.
10 out of 10 size mug. All right, Kuroko.
Shout out to my girlfriend for buying it for me for Valentine's Day.
Aww.
That must have been like at least like $1,000.
Dude.
See, I thought I was being clever. I bought her a TARDIS mug, so it was like all bigger on the inside, and then she comes out with this, and I'm just like,
An actual fucking huge mug. Like, oh, it's big on the outside.
it's big
Cool.
everywhere.
Great. That's nice. That's really nice. Yes. Kuroko no Basuke. So this is the second time we have read Kuroko. We read Kuroko back in September for part 1. We read chapters 1 through 34. We left off in the middle of the Shutoku versus Saren match. So it was literally like right before the end of the match. Like
That's a crazy spot to
It was
end.
so
What the
bad.
So evil.
So angry. I had even read it and I was angry. I was like,
I know.
really? We can't just...
We can't talk about who wins.
There's only 3 seconds left. What? We end.
And you're like, why? So this time we read up to a much better stopping point. I made sure that happened. So we read up to chapter 73, which is immediately after the Aomine versus Kisei match. If you have seen the first season of the anime, you don't have to be worried about being spoiled about anything that happens in season 2, because what we read up to ends immediately where the first season of the anime ends. So
Yeah, it worked out really perfect that way. I was like, oh, this is literally how the anime ends. Like, it ends
Yeah.
right here.
it was so nice. It was a really good adaptation. It was a really good stopping point for them to adapt the anime too. Though it is kind of sad because, spoiler alert, the next chapter is where we get to meet Tetsu number 2, the dog. So
I know.
Which
I will admit, I did actually, because I thought we were reading up to 79, so I read up to chapter 79. I'm bad because of it, but I was reading, I'm just like, this is cool, I like this, I want to talk about this, but we can't.
can't talk about it. Mm, yeah.
But we got to see Murmur. Murasaki
Murmur.
Bug.
I was lost. I'm like, is that
I
like
know.
I'm like,
I
this
was
is
like-
a grind.
Sorry, that's what Tumblr called him for a long time.
Oh, you're right.
Everybody was like, I'm in Murmur.
My favorite is that like him and Akashi, before they were even shown at all, like fully in the manga, like Tumblr and fandom were freaking obsessed with them. Like they're even more
just,
so
like,
now.
created personalities for them
Yeah,
and like all this weird lore, and I was like, none of this is probably going to be right, you guys.
No.
That's because of how hyped and like because we saw
popular.
the other generation of miracles and like Aomine is like supposed to be like the trump card. He's like the most badass, craziest guy, and then there's two more that weren't even and like that's probably why people were just like no
yeah,
way.
it
Like,
was the
they're
unknown.
they must be gods. They must be gods.
They are God. The generation of miracles are all gods.
Pretty.
They're actually the 5 gods. There's the north, south, east, and west, and then there's the one god that towers over them, and that's Akashi.
Akashi.
Kashi.
Why does Kuroko then?
We
Not
need
the
to
Phantom
read-
Sixth Man. Is he the
know.
turtle that the universe sits on?
The devil. Boom.
The devil.
Oh wow!
Kuroko. I didn't know.
Oh wait, spoiler: Kuroko is actually a girl.
According to Papa Michelangelo,
Yeah.
he is.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Like Aaron said.
Confirmed by my daddy.
This is actually just a retelling of Oran High School Host Club, but they just set it in an alternate universe.
With lots
it's very
of extra
weird.
balls.
It would take too long to explain. Anyways.
Anyway, so
Spoiler in Oran High School Host Club, the main dude is actually a girl. You find that out in the first, 15 minutes.
yeah. But it's also really amazing. You guys should watch that. Have you guys watched Oran High School? We're not here to talk about Oran High School Host Club.
I haven't.
Okay, so
Check your Twitter, Aaron.
I can't because it'll lag my computer.
Here,
Okay.
Do
don't
it.
worry. I'll check it.
What's going on?
Do you practice Kurokoism? This is the thing. Kurokoism.tumblr.com. I'm so sad that I am not following this Tumblr yet. Hold up. Sitting by
Poor
the window.
believers are praying.
Have you accepted Kuroko as your god and savior?
I'm trying to send her.
Kuroko is God!
Kuroko is god! Oh, you cannot see it on my. Hold on.
Full circle,
There you
guys.
go. Look at him.
Can you hear
Oh,
that
wow.
music? There's like some music in the background as well.
Huh? I couldn't hear you over the sound of Yoku's obnoxious slurping.
I'm sorry. This beer is crazy. It's the last one.
Okay, there's like this music in the background.
Oh man, I can't
Oh,
hear
there's like a
it.
prayer that goes along with this. Ave Kuroko gratia plenus, Kuroko gratia plenus, Kuroko gratia plenus, Ave. I can't be bothered after the rest of it.
It's like you're just gonna keep going.
I think
oh
it's
my
on
God.
repeat.
Everybody go and follow kurokoism.tumblr.com. That person's gonna get so many followers. You need to all go follow them right now. But yeah, so we
Somebody linked that, by the way.
oh here, I can type it into the chat.
Looking.
I can't. I tried. It didn't work.
Oh wait, you can't post links into the chat.
Remember those gifs from Vampire Nights that totally looked like Vampire Kuroko? And I was
Yes.
so
Yeah.
fucking confused.
I wanted that to be real. I
Right?
was
I was
about
like,
that, like-
who made this? And then I was like, this is not. Oh.
Yeah, he has like the whole tattoos.
Real disappointed.
I
right
think
now.
I think Yoku
Double
Dodger, like I reblogged from you, and then I think Yoku, did you reblog it or did you just see it?
I liked
You
it.
liked it.
But
yeah.
I was like, is that Kuroko? And I got right after seeing that, I got onto the sound check right afterwards before we started MangaPod, and like we were talking about it for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
trying to discuss it.
Dude, there is so much. I love the fact that Kuroko no Basuke has gotten so popular because it's hit that level of fandom where everything gets freaking weird, like kurokoism.tumblr.com. But like there was
People bang lobsters. It's real weird, guys.
oh my god, they find out when fandom finds out about the smallest personality quirks, they just run with it. It's gone. And all of a sudden, Aomine, he talks about the fact that Aomine liked capturing like crayfish when he was younger, and all of a sudden, people are drawing Aomine banging crayfish or crayfish
Yeah,
banging
it's-
Aomine.
It was everywhere for like a week. It was real weird.
That I fetish.
So weird. They find
I
out
didn't
one
know
little
I
thing.
wanted that until now. Anyway, we read a specific part of this manga that we can talk about.
Seriously, we've been talking for like 25 minutes, so we haven't talked about the manga at all. We've just been talking about the
fandom.
fan base.
Slam dunk.
Oran. Yeah,
Oran High School
Oran?
Host Club. Hang on, I'm posting the Kuroko Tumblr in the description.
Wait, I did want to
Everyone-
mention like Aaron
Match.
briefly mentioned that this
Okay,
manga
yes. So it
Very big
started.
very big now, so if you want to follow something mainstream and be up to date with the cool kids, this is also something you want to check out. Yeah, because we're cool kids.
You know? MangaPod is changing lives right now. So, okay. Yes, so we picked up in the middle of the Shutoku versus Saren match, which is where I want to ask a question. So, if you guys imagine back to the first time you were reading or watching, how did you think that match was going to end? Like, did you think that Midorima was going to win, or did you think that Saren was going to win from the start?
Oh gosh.
Sarah.
I was Saren.
I think
I thought. Oh no! I thought Saren was gonna win for sure. There's no way that they were gonna lose yet. When we got to the Aomine match, that's when I'm like, they must lose.
Oh my god!
Way. There's no.
I saw Sam walking in the background of your camera. I thought that was like a mirror in my house, and I thought someone was behind me, and I got really scared for like a second.
No, if it's just
So,
Sam.
Aaron, you think you look like Dodger?
No, I don't know what happened. Some reason my head was like, oh my god, that's my house, and there's a man I don't know walking. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, anyway, yes. So, you were saying Yoku.
No, I was pretty much saying that the Midorima one, I kind of guessed that they were gonna win because that was one of their biggest matches, one of their first biggest matches. Mm-hmm. And Aomine won after like his introduction and his like little character development. We saw a little bit backstory. We like little found out about him, and then when it actually like happened, the match, I kind of guessed that he was gonna lose. Like Saren was gonna lose. There's no way, because I would be mad. Like I would have actually been a little annoyed if they would win against Aomine just like that, because he's.
Oh yeah.
Look at him. Come on, he's a freaking.
It's very shonen for them to win though, like to break the odds and.
Wait, are you talking about
the best?
Are you talking about Midorima or Aomine?
Aomine.
Aomine, yeah, okay.
Right, it's very like shonen to be like, yes, we can beat him and we can do it.
Yeah.
But something I really like about Kuroko is that they're not perfect. Mm-hmm. They're not flawless. They're imperfect. They're still growing as players, and that match really sort of solidifies them being bad at the game, which is great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like not
Yeah, they
even
were growing as a team.
Yeah.
Like, as a team, because like afterwards they were like in a shock. They were all weird.
They were broken.
They were talking to each other. Like they were all. They were kind of like on the same page in a way, but not really. They weren't. There was no communication for weeks until finally, there was a talk with Senpai.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a new character that joined us, Mr. Kiyoshi Teppei.
Teppei.
Can I just say,
Such a cool
I
name.
love Kiyoshi. He is
Me
one of my
too.
favorite characters.
I love him.
I just like. I mean, not so much maybe here because we don't get to see him fully develop, but as he goes on, he is just. Oh, he's a great character.
And
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, he's become one of my absolute favorite characters. Like, I can't remember whether or not he was at this point, and I don't think it had fully solidified yet, but I can absolutely say, like, the me of now thinks Kiyoshi Teppei is so awesome. Like, just one of the absolute best characters.
And
this is just the introduction of him still. It's kind of...
Yeah, we haven't even seen him play in a match.
Mm-hmm.
That's season 2.
Yeah. Heck yeah, it is. But what I was gonna say is he's like a really good example about how all of the characters, when they're introduced, you get into like your first impression of them are like, oh, they're pretty standard. But then as you learn more about them, you're like, there's so much more depth to this character than I was expecting there to be.
I don't know if I agree with that, because I vividly remember the first time that I was reading the manga and Kiyoshi was introduced, and I was like, this guy is mega weird. I remember thinking that and being like, this is going to be that super quirky senpai that they bring in who's just real weird. And he evens out pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah.
Like, he's not as... That first interaction with him, I was like, what are you talking about?
Oh, he's hella weird.
He's super weird,
But
yeah.
what I was meaning...
I think what Aaron's saying is like he's very standard character. He's like, oh, he's the character that's come in after he's been in hospital. Yeah. The basketball character who's been hurt, but now he's come back after he's fixed himself. Well, been fixed.
And I think also, like what I was also kind of implying was like how he's like super quirky. But when I first met him, I was like, oh, he's like also really happy, and they're gonna bring like he's gonna obviously lift their spirits, but like cheerful. But he's that, and he's also has like constantly plotting something like Hyuga brings up later. So he's like not manipulative, but he always has something that he's thinking and like plotting. And so there's that little like deceptive, I don't know if deceptive is the right word, but that little side of him wasn't what I was fully expecting.
He's always got something up his shorts.
Yeah,
Up his shorts.
Well, he has
My
two
favorite-
sleeves because Guernseys don't have sleeves, so
No,
he
they're
has to have
just
some shorts.
My favorite thing about Tepe is the atmosphere he gives off, because he gives off an atmosphere that
Sure.
you don't see from any other character in the whole series. That's like the biggest thing. You're saying like he's a cheerful guy, but he's actually thinking of something. Usually he is plotting something, but like really he's not like a guy that's always like he's not like a like stupid cheer. He's like he has this like
Exactly.
weird like kind of like chillaxed kind of
Yeah.
atmosphere that's like it's all good, guys, everything's fine. Like
Well, I'm trying to remember if this is established at this point in the manga yet. I don't think it is.
Careful,
Careful.
guys.
Never mind.
Rotten bacon
I
bud.
was gonna say something about his personality, not about like the story in general, but he's.
Shoot, we can
I
move
can't.
on.
Never mind.
We don't want to spoil.
Tepe's awesome.
Tepe's
Risk not
freaking
worth
amazing. That's
Yes.
another thing. Like, he's one of those characters that it's not just like, even though every single summary you're gonna find about Kuroko and Basuke talks about the generation of miracles and how amazing and genius they are at basketball, but like the manga isn't just about those characters. Like, it's about every single character, and like so you get all of these other ones that like could get overshadowed by the generation of miracles, but they're made their own and they're given their own distinct personalities that makes you love them. And Tepe is like top tier one of those
Well,
people.
to be fair, I don't think Tepe could be overshadowed. I mean, look how tall he is.
He's fucking huge.
Lol. It's true though, because like even though they put so much focus on the generation of miracles, every time we meet a team, there's at least 4 characters on that team that super stand out. Like they don't need to be part of the generation of miracles to have a really specific personality that's really fun and bounces off of the other personalities really well. And I think that one of the things that the mangaka is really good at is making people who know each other seem as though they actually know each other. Like teams interact as though they're teams, even if it's an unhealthy sort of team versus a healthy team in terms of the atmosphere. You can tell really quickly based on the interactions between the characters, even with their really big specific personalities. And I think that that's so cool. Like that shows really good writing, I think.
I think
a
that
really
shows
good
comparison
point,
as well with Toho. Toho's team, because they're quite unhealthy because they're very individualistic and I can be the best, you know.
Yeah.
But they're still like oh, that's Armine. Right, he does that. And then when did we read that part? Was that part of this version?
It's so hard.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was, so I won't say anything.
Okay.
Man, so many.
So hard. It's because season 2
But,
is so fresh in our minds. And we read up all the way to season 1.
It's like, never mind.
No, I've got something.
I got something to say about other teammates as well. It's really like the writer does such a good job of making us care about the other teams as well. They might not have that much screen time. They're not on like for chapters and chapters and chapters on end. They might be on for a few chapters and then you won't see them for like volumes, you know. But you still get like attached to the characters because you see like the halftime. You see them, Seirin in the break room, and then you see the other team in the break room, and you see what's going on with them, what their interactions. It's just that's really good writing. He could have easily kind of been like, "Oh, these are the guys they gotta pass these. This is the obstacle. Aomine is on that team, obviously, so we will focus on Aomine, but screw these guys. They're just there." But no, he does a lot more with that. So that's one of the best things about. And one of the most entertaining things about the whole character development and stuff makes the story much more entertaining.
Yeah, like their interactions, like you guys are saying, with everybody, and like watching the fact that one of the Toho versus Kaijo match is one of my favorite matches of the entire thing, and is definitely my favorite of what we have read of Kuroko so far for MangaPod. But
That was the Kisei match, wasn't it?
yeah, Kisei
Yeah.
versus Aomine.
That's what I wanted to talk
Aomine
about.
match.
Kisei match.
Yeah, it's the Kisei versus Aomine match. And
My
so,
heart was skipping beats.
the
God.
entire time. The fact that one of the best matches in the entire series is one that's not even between the two, like, the main focus team is, speaks volumes to how well Fujimaki is as a writer. Like, the fact that we care so much and are so invested in these two characters that up until this point we've only seen
And
like,
not just
a
them.
little bit.
It's not
And
just the two.
them.
It's their
It's their
teams.
teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
And watching their teams interact with not just
When
one
the
another,
senpai
but
was
the
in the-
other. So good.
He's just like he was like crying, and I was just like, no.
Oh my god.
I know.
Oh my god, Kasamatsu
at the end
crying.
of that match.
Oh my god. That entire when the part that gets me every single time, like I have reread this part 4 or 5 times, I don't even know. But the part that gets me every single time is when Kasamatsu helps Kisei up and tells him to hold his head high.
And Kisei's just, just like,
That's just so good.
I think it's funny because not only the teammates but the coaches as well. Like the coach for that team, he came in wearing a suit and he's all like fresh faced, and it's just like, are you trying to be like Toho's coach? And he's just like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I think that's hilarious.
The humor in it is really good too.
Yeah.
It's super well paced. Like the jumping, how the characters jump off one another. The different humor is really good. Did you guys like, because in this, we'll come back to the Aomine, not to like pull away from that match, but there was a chapter called Idiots Don't Win where they're talking about they have to tutor Kagami. That wasn't in the anime. What did you guys think about that? Because it became an OVA, but it wasn't in the actual anime. I wanted to
The tip
really?
Yeah, it was an OVA.
Yeah, I think that was
It's so funny. It's a really funny OVA.
Kagami got guessed this
How have you guys not watched it?
Oh man, it's so good. My favorite.
That was like my favorite thing. 'Cause it came out
I haven't
so
watched the
last
OVA.
year.
I haven't watched the
You know
OVA,
what?
but
They
I have
expand
read
on
this
it
before.
too.
I've read it.
Oh, that's right.
That
you
was
read
a
this part.
fantastic.
It's so good. I love when Kagami's like, "Wow, Kuroko, you're so smart," and everyone just stands there and is like, "Oh no." Kuroko's scores are super average. And they
I
look
know,
at-
I loved that too. They were like, oh, Kuroko's like pretty okay at stuff, and for the most part is real average. I was
just
like,
like-
yeah.
Kagami's like, oh shit, Kuroko.
And then at the end when Hyuga lost to
Got a
Kagami-
worse score than Kagami. I love that he won, that he like got a better
Using
score with
Midorima's
Midorima's fucking pencil. He's just like all depressed because he feels like he owes him. It's just so funny.
See, although I wanted to see when they went to the hotel place to do the summer break thing. I really wanted Kagami to just throw Midoriya's pencil back at him, just
pencil
to throw back. Take your damn pencil back.
Would have been amazing. So, yeah, okay. I just wanted to touch on that since that wasn't in Daz, that cup takes up your entire face when you lift it.
Takes up half your screen, dude. Gosh, man. Damn.
Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so about art, I want to talk about the art because art was a huge thing that happened because the
Big
art,
shift.
Big
My
shift.
favorite.
So the art at the beginning of the manga was pretty janky. It was very amateur. It wasn't that polished. And then through even at the beginning of what we were reading, it wasn't. It was about the same as it was at the beginning. But then, hey, doggies!
I have feelings about the art. Come on.
But then,
Oh god.
Yeah. Yes.
That's good
so
adult.
so mature. Oh my gosh. Hold on, you guys talk about art. Oh, just gotta go BRB. Sorry.
I thought the art looked really good by the point that we read.
The art by the end of what we read, the last match was like every freaking panel was like background of my desktop worthy.
It was
That's-
yeah.
Every freaking panel deserves to be my desktop background. I would like make a whole like playlist or whatever. If you can do that with backgrounds, you probably can.
You can make him cycle
Playlist
through.
background? Oh yeah.
Playlist backgrounds. And just have every single panel from the last like 10 chapters.
Yes.
Play.
All of them? All of them?
Every single one. Even those wacky faces. There was actually a couple of pretty funny wacky faces. Like there was a couple of those. But they were great. There was a couple of those. Did you not notice? Come on. I was laughing at them.
I think I find your rendition better.
So much more
than the one in the
enjoyable.
manga.
But it was so good. Art gets 11 out of 10. That's my favorite kind of art. I really like when manga takes art and plays with the shadowing, because that adds a lot. That adds so much depth to the art, and I love that it's not just like colored in shadowing. It's like weird kind of shadowing as well. It's like it's done a little bit differently with like a couple of lines there.
It's like hash lines, yeah.
Can we talk about shadowing for a second? Because I've been watching Bakuman. And if you guys have seen Bakuman or know about it, you'll know it's about making manga.
Yep.
And to make those shadows on the page, you literally have to get a ruler and rule over all those shadows. And I'm just thinking that Fujimaki, the mangaka?
Yes.
Yes, Fujimaki would have had to gotten a ruler and done all the lines individually.
Dedication.
And I'm just like, that's dedication right there.
He just stepped up his game. It's a freaking different person. Maybe he was using like his the wrong hand or something.
He's like, oh, my right hand is my real hand. I should use that one. Been using my left hand the whole time.
Like in Prince of Tennis.
It's like Kagami. His other foot
it's
better
like
than his
Kagami.
other.
It's all coming together, you guys.
It's all full circles everywhere. Circles.
But like,
I would like to say though that I thought the art was really good in the games. Let's just say that. I think the use of white space as well was fantastic, especially when there was the panel that Yoku showed us before the MangaPod started, when they had Amine and Kisei just right in front of each other. All you saw was just them and the little bit of the ground, and that's it, nothing else. And that use of white space is absolutely fantastic.
oh no.
No!
Dazza.
No, we need to know how this finishes! Dazza, no!
He's moving again. He's moving again.
Moving.
He's moving again.
I have no...
Shit, dog. No!
No, how does it end? No!
There we go.
Oh.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Well, that was good.
Oh,
It wasn't a full
yes.
drop, just a minor drop, a minor drop.
Everyone can call
Let's
it
keep going.
now.
But there were some parts where the art just wasn't as great,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think that really showed when they were what's the term, when they weren't playing basketball.
So
I
in the
think it really showed.
slice
Oh, that
of
term.
life. The slice of life stuff.
Yeah, the slice of life. There you go. That's the term I was looking for. The slice of life stuff just isn't. It just isn't up there.
It didn't really need it. It didn't really need it because, like I'm saying, I would prefer it to be a little bit better. Like, to be honest.
No,
but
but
it wasn't a complaint because a lot of it was just like those like comedy manga classic faces.
That's exactly
Like,
what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Is
You know,
like,
it's like,
a
well,
lot
you
of
can,
the
like,
time it
shadow
was
that, like,
showcasing weird comedic situations where it was like, I don't necessarily need the art to be as dynamic and like clean and beautiful, because in the games it's so important for there to be impact, you know? Whereas with like these weird scenes,
And they...
but
I was just gonna say that during the more intense slice of life stuff, like during the conversation with Kagami and Kuroko, the art was really good there. Like it was still
Yeah,
like
but
pretty improved. In
That was
part.
a moment.
Yeah,
That was
like the important, big, impactful moments. Yeah.
I just would have preferred the art to be a little bit more consistent across the board.
Yeah, a little bit more clean in a way,
Yeah.
because it wasn't as clean. You can
Well,
say.
it's not just a little more clean, just consistent. And that's, I think, something that people don't really understand a lot is that when there are some shows in anime, manga, and stuff like that, the art looks really good in some spots. There is no doubt. But in other spots looks really janky and really bad. And people are like, oh, but this spot's absolutely fantastic. How can you say this animation is terrible?
It's like
because
Naruto
this
anime.
other-
Oh my god.
that happens in the Kuroko no Basuke first season anime.
Yeah, and this
see
part
that.
isn't as
Second
good.
season,
Just, if they kept it consistent, I think it would be a lot better. But that's just, of course, my opinion. Yeah.
No, it's fine. That's
It's
totally
valid. Your
it's
opinion is
understandable.
valid.
It's
Yeah.
completely understandable. Don't worry, Daz. I get you. Bro.
I feel you, bro.
But I want to say one more thing about
Dad.
the art. I really like that he did, like he took this and made that match was much more because he made so many more memorable panels because he made them like full 2-page panels. He did that multiple times throughout that last match that we
Oh,
read.
yeah.
He could have made like little tiny panels and we wouldn't remember those moments as much. Sometimes he would take like a page and you would like cut it in half and it would just be like Aomine's face. Ouch.
Oh.
Wow, you're really getting into this.
It would be Aomine's face and you see all these shadowing and he's just like surprised because of what Kisei is doing and then it just kind of like shows Kisei like running like he took paneling to the next level, really. You know, he really used it to the best of the abilities that you can pretty much use paneling. That's another big thing about art.
He did amazing with showing like the way that his art like stepped up, even with like just simple emotion in that last match. Like you could just feel the emotion coming off each character with each thing that happened. Like when Aomine realized what Kisei was trying to do, when he saw Kisei copy his one move for the first time, and then when he like Kisei's face when he was upset that Aomine got that foul, and then Aomine getting super pissed off. Like, just the emotion on the characters' faces and the dialogue that went along with it was
Everything
incredibly
was
well
just...
done. It was so good. The pacing
Kisei's
of it.
seeing like Kisei realize that he's admiring Aomine too much during the match was just really well done as well. He's just like, wait. Like I can't surpass him if I'm admiring him so much. Like damn it, you know. So he's like, well, I'm gonna stop admiring him as much. You know, I'm gonna go for it. Like just like those like panels, those pages were just done so well. Like,
that idea comes up a lot in Kuroko too. The whole idea of like if you put somebody up on a pedestal, you can't like honestly try to reach for their level.
Yeah.
You know. And I thought that was really well done in that last match. I also just love the whole reveal of Kisei being like, yo, dog, I'm really good at copying people.
Yes!
and then he's just like copying Aomine, and you're like, what? No. What? Oh my god. And then as it starts to like break down and not be as effective, you're just like, no, I want.
You want him to keep going, and you're just so upset. So sad.
Such a good match.
Oh, it was amazing. I was gonna say something else like that comes up a lot throughout Kuroko is the idea that to play as a team, like you each have to get stronger individually. Like getting stronger individually for yourself while also for the team is what you need to do in order to like come together and be victorious. Like that's something that came up in this match too, where Kisei is like, well, yeah, I'm definitely want our team to win, but I'm also not playing logically in the way that I myself really want to beat you too. And so that's something else. That's another theme that comes up a lot that I think is really interesting. And like
individuality.
The individuality, like the polishing of individual skills coming together, of each individual coming together as a team is what makes a team successful. Like each team member putting in hard work and finding like their style and finding out what they are.
I never thought about that like the whole point of Kuroko no Basuke is like Kuroko's basketball, right? And so then it's really important that every team has fleshed out teammates because they're all going to learn a little something about Kuroko's basketball. And it's important that we know all of them so that we can see the change happening.
See them change. And
oh, my heart.
I'm the only one that's thinking like ball jokes here, but anyway. You're being all super sweet, and I'm just thinking they're all learning something from Kuroko's basketball.
They're all learning something from his basketball.
Everybody wants a piece of Kuroko's basketball.
Everybody's gonna get a little something from basketball.
That could have been like a beautiful moment right now until Daz was started.
This is why you have me, to ruin moments.
Oh man.
Oh man. Okay, let's let's talk about the Almine, or not the Saren versus Toho match where they lost to Almine, because that was a pretty important little bit of heartbreak happening right there.
I hated Almine at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's just like, your teamwork can't beat me. And he's just talking about himself, not his team.
Shit, the only thing that could beat him is himself.
The only one.
Yeah, he's not talking about the team or team play or anything like that. He's just saying, your team can't beat me. And I'm just like, well, fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick. A little bit. But I think, like
He needs to learn something from Kuroko's basketball.
It's the thing that, like, he's not... Gosh, I can't... Oh, God, I can't. Okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
He changes a lot. Well, we see changes in his character development
Oh, yeah.
a lot.
Very quickly.
One of my favorite parts that we read throughout the second part of the manga for the MangaPod, the second episode of Kuroko no Basket MangaPod. I was playing that too much.
Keep going.
One of my favorite parts is after the game when one of the benchers from Aomine's team is just like, "Did you see that guy? Did you see that guy? He was like not giving up. Like he's just giving up." And he just like grabs like, "Shut up!"
like shut the
I was
fuck
like,
up.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you're pretty cool.
Yeah.
So-
I actually want to retract my dick statement. Like, he comes off as very dickish, but I think very quickly we learn that it's not so much, like, he's just had so much happen to him. I'm trying to figure out how to say it.
He is super
Like,
arrogant.
I mean,
He's arrogant.
He's very arrogant.
He's
and
got
he
too
does,
much confidence
He
in
does a
himself.
few
Wait.
dickish things. Okay,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
not
know.
confidence,
Totally
it's
is
arrogant.
arrogant.
I don't
Like
know.
one of the first long scenes we have with him, he knees one of the other players
That's
in
true.
the stomach. And
Okay,
then
fine, I don't
pisses
retract
out.
my statement.
He's
He's
a
a dick.
super dick.
He's a super dick.
Yeah, that dude's like,
Trying to
dude,
give
you
him
didn't
some
come to
sympathy.
practice. What the fudge, dude? And then like he's like,
From what we have read, he's a super dick.
Oh God, you guys! Next MangaPod for Kuroko. Can we just read?
There is
up
so
to,
much
like,
I could say right now about super dicks and Kuroko. but
Super
I'm
dicks
just
and
like,
Kuroko. Let's say for next time for MangaPod, can we just read all the way up to chapter 230, please? It would take so much weight off of my shoulders, and I could talk about so much.
Oh, super dicks
just like,
and Kuroko.
I'm always like, but oh no, hasn't even been shown in the anime yet. And I'm just like, it's so far away. Blah. But yeah, like he's super dick. Yeah, but we also see like little bits of just what seems more like a little less like a dick and more just like a lost person, like a lost teenage boy.
We do see that because
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we see that.
his captain, the guy with the glasses, I could get his name.
Imayoshi. I got all the
Imayoshi
characters
said
names down.
we haven't
It's
seen
horrible.
all of
Yoshi.
Imayoshi.
Imayoshi. Yeah,
Yoshi!
It's Yoshi's fine.
yeah. He says, oh, we haven't seen all of him just yet.
Yeah.
He has still a soft side to him, and then you have that panel of just Mine
Walk.
with his back and just walking, and you're just like, I wonder what's happening here.
Yeah.
I do like. Oh,
Vulnerable.
never mind.
His back
What
is
are you gonna
vulnerable.
No,
He's
they-
just walking away.
Can't
He's
say
a
it.
person. He has.
It is a metaphor.
vulnerability.
His back is vulnerable. Like, the most
Yeah.
vulnerable spot of a person is behind them. So showing him walking away from his back is showing
Yeah,
that
he's
he
an
can be a little bit
arrogant-
softer.
He's an arrogant bastard, super dick.
No, I just say dick, not super dick. We haven't got super dicks yet.
I don't know. I think you called him super dick a few times already at this point.
I didn't call him super dick.
Oh,
I
super
said-
dick.
Guys, Almine is just he's a dick. Let's just
He's just a dickle pickle.
Okay, he was
He's a
introduced. He was
dickle
really
pickle.
introduced as a super dick. But we saw his. I really like his background story as well of how he was the guy that loved basketball the most out of anybody
Yeah.
else, and he just became too good. Like it was a sudden jump as well because they showed how before he would play against this guy and he would completely get destroyed against this guy, but then just a year later he's just with ease just surpassing the guy that he was losing to.
Yeah,
in the
and he
past.
was the first one to blossom out of
Yeah.
all of the
Oh
generations.
yeah, out of
Yeah.
that's why he was kind of the trump card. That's
He
probably
was the
why
catalyst
as the trump.
to make everybody else feel like, oh shit, we gotta get real good, because
Yeah, that's where Midorima
Okay.
stood up and start practicing.
Yes, Aaron.
People,
No, I can't say
People-
anything. I'm just thinking about all of the stuff that I can't say, and it has to do with all the stuff that we're talking about, and I can't say any
By
of
the end of this podcast, Aaron's just gonna like curl up in a ball in the corner and
it. And
just
cry
like,
as I remember.
nice.
As I have
End
memories.
it. Just end it.
Just end it! But go on, Devin.
people in the comments though were saying that they love Mine's character, and we're not saying that we don't like his character. We're just saying he's a bit of
love
a
his
dick.
character.
Yeah, we're describing
we
this
love
character. This is
Mine.
part of
he's
his
great.
That's something that we've all really said about this manga. We love every character for most part, and even though he's a bit of a dick at the moment,
pickle.
we still like him. That's one of the great things about the writing for the manga is that you can still
he's not
love
as-
the characters.
Well, and even
even though
like
they're bastards.
He's less of a dick now. He's like becoming less of a dick.
He's still pretty dickish up to
He's
where
still a
we
dick,
read.
but he's less. It's less than
Not
what we
after what we read. Not up to where we've read.
I guess. But like you can't ignore all that middle development.
Oh
Come on.
no, I'm not saying this. I'm not saying it's like lack of development. I don't think.
I'm not saying lack of development either. I'm just saying like okay, whatever. Whatever.
So, Almine and Kuroko's relationship, though, there's the whole dynamic between Kuroko and Almine versus Kuroko and Kagami. There's that whole thing happening. And, so we have the whole your light is too dim shit going on.
yeah. You can't bring out Kuroko's true raw talent. Just like one of the things that I really love, and I don't know why I love it so much. I think because Kuroko is so misleading as a person. Like, it's very easy for everybody else in the manga to be like, oh, and then there's this guy.
Yeah.
I love that every time they meet somebody on the Generation of Miracles, they're like, what are you doing wasting yourself with these idiots?
Yeah.
like, they all, even though most people didn't even know he existed on the team, they all, like, hold a lot of favor for him in their own weird way.
A
Even
lot
if
of
they
respect.
act like assholes. Yeah, they're still just very, like, Kuroko's got a lot of talent. Kuroko is special and important.
Yeah.
And I love seeing that from them because we know how talented they are. Like,
Yeah.
they make it very clear. So you're just like, oh man, Kuroko. All that talent. All that sick talent.
I loved the after that match, like when Kagami and Kuroko weren't talking to each other and they were both kind of like doing their own thing and like there's a big break going on. When Kuroko kind of he came to Hyuga and was like, I want you to make Kiyoshi the starter and I want you to take me off of it. Like, we saw him, that was another part, like, development in his character where we saw him not just as this stoic person. Like, he's obviously always has he has this like blank face that's like emotionless, but then as you learn more about him, you're like, oh, he is so much more dynamic.
Yeah, that was
you're
something he was
expecting.
struggling with. He was thinking
Yeah.
about, and it showed.
Yeah.
It showed in that conversation.
He's like, he's not just this perfect, like, he's still learning himself. He doesn't have it all figured out. And actually, like, he tells Kagami that he was using Kagami. He didn't have, like, pure intentions at first. He wasn't like, it wasn't this selfless thing where he's like, yeah, I will make you the best in Japan. It was actually him being like, I want to make you best in Japan so that these people will acknowledge that my basketball is right.
I totally
Yeah.
love that. That's
I
one of my
loved that.
favorite things about that because that's bringing up cliches again. That's like you can bring up. This is still a shonen Jump manga.
Mm-hmm.
This is, and it could have been just like, oh, I'm gonna make you the best because we're the main characters.
I want the dub of Kuroko to have Kuroko having a Western accent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
making the
make you
best.
the best.
Oh man. I'm gonna make
I'll
you
be
the best on the
I'll be
whole
your
of
shadow.
Japan. It's like, no,
You be my
stop.
light. My light.
No, stop it, Timmy.
Kagami, you be
Stop
my
it, Timmy.
So I really like that they kind of killed that cliche, and I really like when
Yeah.
Shonen Jump manga do that because I've read so many Shonen Jump mangas and all the are 100% cliches, and this is just like like dude, I'm just using you, dog. Like, but really now he's 100%. He's not just him. He wants to make the whole team.
Like, if you want to be bros, fist bump. Kagami's like, yeah. Alright.
Yeah, it's great. It's great that they showed the like more, I guess, relatable side of Kuroko. Because
Yeah.
I'm not a guy that's like completely like invisible. I'm not invisible. I don't know how he's invisible. He has blue hair. Shit, like damn it.
I know.
Like is it his eyes?
Shit.
Maybe. I think it's his eyes.
Anime.
It's anime, man.
Come
That
on.
anime
Manga,
magic.
man. We don't talk about anime here.
It's
Oh,
manga,
that manga magic.
He's black and white in the manga. How
I was
is he
just
got
about to
hair?
make that joke. I was like, in which case his hair is, I mean, it's like a little off-white,
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
which really would blend in pretty well with everybody else's
yeah.
off-white or
Like,
black
I
hair.
mean,
It
considering
just
like all
sticks
the
with that,
backgrounds
with
are
just,
white,
like,
like it's
lines
just he'd just be like walking along the wall. It wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, that scene definitely made him more of a real character, of a more relatable character. Because if it wasn't for that, you'd just be thinking like, okay, that's pretty cool. But now you're just like, oh, I see.
Oh.
It's all good.
Oh, okay.
Definitely a plus right there.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite scenes. Like slice of life, like when it's off the court scenes, like that's one of my favorite scenes. Just because it showed so much more, like just another step in like the relationship of Kuroko and Kagami, but also just Kuroko as a character.
Well, those
himself,
those
too.
scenes, like, even though I love most of the matches, like I'm saying that match with Aomine and Kisei is one of my all-time
So
favorite
good.
ever. Like, not just
Yeah.
in this manga, out of like any sports or whatever matches, any match ever.
Yeah.
But those moments with character development are the best. Like they because it builds a lot for the future chapters as well. It builds a lot for later on that we can relate more with the characters and just be more interested in the characters as well. Imagine if that didn't happen. You would your thoughts on that character wouldn't be the same. You would just be kind of like, oh, Kuroko, he's a shadow. Sweet.
Yeah, that's
Now you know what's going
The
on.
shadow, sick.
Now you're more like, next time he's gonna have a conversation, you're gonna be more thinking about it. You're gonna be more into it. You're gonna be like, okay, what he's gonna say next? What else is gonna be revealed about Kuroko? Because we know that's not all. That's not all. He's not just a shadow. There's a lot more depth to his character. He's a person.
Dodger, you're getting robbed.
Oh no, he's doing the opposite. He's doing the opposite of Rob. He's just leaving.
He's just like,
He like walks and he's like, oh, wrong house.
Literally the opposite of a breaking and entering. He was already here, and then he left.
you locked the door.
Did he lock the door for you? Yeah.
Yeah. I could just keep going. I'm stop.
Oh God, yeah, no, I could just keep on going. I was gonna
So-
bring up, well, like that's when we first get it's like it's first foreshadowed with Kyoshi and that conversation with Kagami when Kagami's like, I'm waiting for you to get stronger. If you don't, then I'm gonna leave you behind. Like that whole Josh joking moment. But that's the first moment where it's foreshadowed that Kuroko is going to learn to do something that's not just passing.
It's his
And then it becomes-
new style. It's
Yeah, his new style, and then it becomes foreshadowed again on the beach when he brings it up when Midorima and Tako are talking, and Midorima's like, "It's Tako." I love
Tako,
the pictures.
that's what I heard as well.
I love the pictures that have his face on a taco.
On a taco,
makes me
it's so
laugh
good.
so hard. But when they're talking to Midorima's like, he'll never do it, but if he did come up with some sort of drive, he would be unstoppable. And so, like, it's like, what's gonna happen with that?
Yeah, that definitely builds up some hype right there.
I wonder.
But that moment where Kuroko is on the beach and says that he's going to come up with his own drive to beat his own style to beat the generation of miracles, I was like, goosebumps. There's a lot of goosebump moments.
I do love that even after such a serious moment. Like the really good thing about the writer, the way he handles serious moments and comedic moments is transitions in between, because we have that whole serious moment with Kuroko talking to Kagami, right? About the whole, like, I was kind of using you, brother, what's up? but like afterwards,
Yo, dog, I was playing.
he was
Sorry, go back to my Almina dog now later.
But then like he explains himself. He talks about that, and he says he wants to learn his new style, right? And Kagami's just like, so how are you gonna learn it? Kuriko's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, damn. I don't know.
And Kagami's like,
Like, and then they fist bump, and it's just like,
yeah, they have their little fist bump. It's so cute.
the fist bumps are like moments right there. It's so good.
I love the fist bump.
So symbolic.
So symbolic.
Because there was the fist bump that Amine never bumped.
Yeah. But the
There's
fist
a-
bumps between Almini and Kuroko are different than
Oh
the
my
fist bumps
gosh.
between Kuroko
There's a
and
fist
Kagami
bump
because
of
they're
sadness.
fighting.
Did you get Kisei's fist bump of sadness? Did you
You mean
guys?
Kisei's fist? You mean Kisei punching the ground?
Yeah, his fist bumping.
Fist bump of sadness to the ground.
And his fist started bleeding because he lost to Omine. I was just like, that's
crying. It just
the mirror
sad.
court
sad.
will not fist you bump back.
The mirror court will not fist you.
Back. Not fist.
Out of context, Yokorama. The mirror court will not fist you.
I don't know how, like, you can. I don't even know what you can, like. Doesn't make sense. Like, if you try to put. If you try, sometimes you can, like, take that out of context and, like, put it into, like, random. Like, there's no context you can put that
context. Exactly, yet you still said it.
in. I'm good. Kuroko on a basket, guys. What's up?
That's so good. Oh, I'm trying to think of. We're coming up, or we are at an hour now. But I wanted, like, really quick to talk about Momoi, since we didn't really talk about her. And we got like we didn't even get her in the last.
Daz, what do you think of Momoi?
What do you think about Momoi?
What do you think of your?
I like the fact that she can use her tongue to twist things in her mouth.
That fucking extra was so funny.
That's
Nice,
That's exactly
nice job objectifying her.
That is exactly what I expected you to say. What do you think? What do you think of her skills as they pertain to basketball?
That ain't important.
She's something I like to call a necessary evil.
She's a little OP.
She's one of those.
She is super OP. I totally agree.
I think she's, as they call her, a spy. She'd be very good working for the FBI or something.
I want to compare it to another character, but I haven't thought of that character yet.
Oh.
But I think she is OP. I think. Right.
She is pretty OP.
I'm trying to think of a good way to put it.
But I do.
She thinks too much, and that's the reason everyone else fails. There we go.
Who can read the future?
Yeah, exactly. She thinks about the future and she gets.
I'm trying to compare it to a character that like I could easily compare it to, but I can't think of a character that could read the future.
It's like I think at first you feel like she's just a clone of their captain.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh, another girl who can analyze people.
Oh, plus she's like funny.
That's kind of lazy. But then like she's like, oh, I know all of your moves, and I predicted how they would evolve. I know everything you're gonna do, and I was like, what? How? That is impossible. That is literally impossible.
Impossible.
She's literally like 10 steps ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
but she's
people
not
think,
always
like-
right. Like you find out
Sure.
it's very quickly shown that is only helpful to a certain extent.
but
Like,
sometimes when she was right, they still couldn't stop them. Remember, like when they were playing against Satan, and they were
that
like,
match
oh,
was like overly like really. What was I gonna say? I don't know what I was gonna say with that.
oh, we're really.
I-
Yeah, but it was kind of cool that like
Slowly?
they're like, oh,
Quickly.
even though we got Momoi's data, we can't stop him. He's still too fast. He's jumped so high.
See, I think
See ya, Space Kagami. It's gonna make it
Space.
space one day.
Momoi really relies on data, and she uses that data to kind of predict the future,
Right.
which isn't too bad. I think the best comparison is her and Rico, because they both use their women's intuition to try and decipher where the game's going to go.
That's crazy. It's
And-
like woman intuition
But
against woman
the
intuition.
nice thing about like even comparing Rico and Momoi is like going back to characterization, they're both still incredibly different from one another.
Oh
Yeah,
oh yeah,
awesome.
like
Yeah.
Completely.
like Momoi is like this really cute kind of busty character who
Kind of
falls over
busty.
Kuroko. She's
Flirty.
very busty. She's got two giant
straight up
basketballs
just
on her
singular
chest.
panels of her moves.
Yeah, oh totally. It was less
Like,
than in
like,
the anime though. The anime there was an entire like 15 seconds dedicated to her putting on the suit.
That's true.
But yeah, we did get just boobs.
But
But she's more than her boobs. She's actually pretty intelligent, and she's really likable
Oh,
as a character too.
For sure.
like I said, she's very good at using data for her own use, and that's something that that's one of the reasons why I don't think she's OP. When I was like, oh, she's a little OP, but she uses the data that's already been extracted and tries to predict the future on that, while Rico kind of looks at a player and says, okay, this is their big strong points. This is how we're going to attack them.
Yeah.
And that's the big difference between the two characters.
Something that I was curious about was I don't know if I'm blanking, but did Kuroko tell them about that? Did he tell? Why did he not tell his team?
He didn't tell them at all
about
what
that.
Momoi's like special ability was.
No, Kuroko didn't tell shit about anybody. He didn't even tell about Aomine like doing street ball. Like, come on.
I think so. I'm wondering.
Yeah, they had to
I'm
work
wondering
it out,
if that's
so.
something like it was intentional with the author to be like Kuroko's still really closed off. Like he hasn't really accepted his team and opened up to his team.
That was
yet.
before
So that's
before
what
his
it was
open
before he
open
opened up.
character
So that's
moments.
what I'm thinking that is. But there was a point where I was like, why the fuck did Kuroko not tell him to help out? I was like,
Right?
Yeah,
Especially like if she showed up at my school with all of my teammates there, I'd be like, you need to leave.
yeah.
I don't trust you here. Like, it is obvious why you are here. Like,
Yeah, I think that's one of the like probably biggest complaints that you can kind of make, because kind of saying that like, oh, Kuroko hasn't opened up, that's a little bit.
No, but that's
It's
Kuroko,
kind
though.
of reaching.
No, but still,
been-
Kuroko was on fire to win the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
but you
even
also
talking
have
to
to
Momoy, he's like,
remember-
he told Momoy, I'm gonna beat Aomine. I'm gonna set him straight. You know, that's what I'm gonna
Yes,
do.
but you also have to remember Kuroko has been really hurt in the past by his teammates, and that's why he quit. We've read this, so it's fine, isn't it?
No, what you're talking about is fine. But as you were saying that, I was like, oh my god, so much more is coming together about what I understand so much.
He's been so hurt by his teammates, and he doesn't know if he can trust his teammate, even though he's been through so much with them. He doesn't know that he can kind of use them fully. He doesn't fully trust them yet.
Yeah,
Not
I
even
understand.
Kagami. He doesn't fully
understand.
trust Kagami.
He's
But
been
it's
more
still
lovers
like-
in the past.
When he says
But this
to
is-
Kagami, I was using you, that's a real big moment for Kuroko because he opened up to Kagami.
Get you,
That's
but
something
it's
he
not a
hasn't
big
done
thing
yet.
though. It's not.
It
It
is a
wouldn't.
huge thing.
It wouldn't have
It's
been a huge
character
thing. No, but it wouldn't. No, that's a huge thing. Him opening up, telling him that I was using you. I'm saying it's not. It wouldn't have been a big deal if he said like, "Yo, she's like super good at analyzing us by watching us, and like we're playing in front
yeah,
of
so
her."
like,
And
watch
like
yourselves.
Aomine is like unpredictable because he like he's crazy. He's like whoa, you know, like
Yeah, but
could've
that's
just-
not part of his character. Like, I can imagine Kagami going all out and saying that, like, straight on. Hyuga, straight on. The rest of the
Well,
team,
he wouldn't
No,
have said it like
do
that exactly. He would have put it in his Kuroko way, but that's just a little bit unrealistic because if he wasn't as fired up as he was, then I would completely agree with you. But
he
he was.
remember, he's still hurt from the
Could it
team.
be-
I
He
get
doesn't know
you.
if he trusts them.
I was gonna
Remember,
say,
this has
could
only
it be
been like 6-ish months. Like, we've only seen about 6 months throughout the entire thing of manga at the moment. Summer
Yes,
Holidays is their 6-month point.
That is
And
true, but they already
in
beat
that time,
Norma on that.
it hasn't built up that much. I mean, it may think, oh, we've seen so much, but really 6 months isn't that long. And for someone to change personality who's felt this for like a year, if not longer, and going from a team that he trusted absolutely completely and that broke him, he wouldn't be able to trust another team that quickly.
I don't find this is like something worth for him not to trust him. This is not like he's not telling him no like secrets about himself. He's not revealing himself. He's revealing what he's playing against. He wants to prove the Generation of Miracles wrong. He wants to like get back at them. He wants them to realize.
But Yoku, you're thinking from how you would do things, not how Kuroko would do things.
I don't
You've got
know.
a completely different personality, Kuroko. Kuroko wouldn't be on this manga pod because he'd just sit there silent.
The other thing that I love about Momoi is I love that. Okay, no, legitimately though, I love that she went through so much with all these boys. So like, she has that weird connection with all of them. It's like she goes to all of the games. She like always roots for her old teammates.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that it's really sweet. It's always like,
Yeah, she's between like a hardcore.
I like her.
She's between a hardcore broken relationships. Like, there's a lot of stuff that happened that she was like all like part of, and so like just to see her now trying to still support everybody and still be with everybody is really love her. I like her.
Yeah,
I like the
her
girls
too.
of Kuroko Basuke.
Plus, she's one of the only girls as well in the
Yeah.
manga, and she definitely could have been portrayed a lot worse.
Oh yeah.
Compared to other
I think the
shonen.
portrayal of
Compared to
girls in
other
this manga
manga,
is
like other
fantastic.
managers and other sports manga where you don't even like get that. They're
Yeah,
just there to look.
You gotta
pretty.
realize this is a shonen Jump character. Her having, big,
They're called boobs.
I know.
And big ass balls as well, because they're quite big.
Wasu.
No, I'm just saying her having big boobs is it's a
I
shonen.
like how you smiled.
This is for kids.
Like, she's got big boobs.
boobs.
Big boobs.
But it's a shonen Jump manga, and it's one of the most popular manga. He kind of had to add some sort of fan servicey type of character. She's not in like every chapter either, so it's kind of it's understandable.
Well, like, even,
but
like,
her character
her
has
fan
much
service-
more. Yeah, no, I know. I'm not saying like she has.
Oh, no,
over-
I know.
fans. I'm surprised that she doesn't have
Like she
over
wears
the top fan
t-shirts.
service.
She wears t-shirts most of the time.
I'm surprised that Riku doesn't have like super fan service either, or like at all. Like this is a shonen Jump manga. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'm really shocked.
I do have to admit, it's very nice not to have that. I mean,
In a
when,
shonen Jump manga, like shit, like Bleach.
if you guys follow my Instagram or whatever, you would see that I posted a picture of Rico
Rico!
in her
saw
tank
that.
top.
She's
And I'm
so
just like,
cute.
Kuroko fan service is best fan service. And I think that because it's not fan service. I mean, Momoe has big boobs because she has big boobs. You know, it's not. It's just the thing. Some girls have big boobs.
True.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how it feels like. It's not
Yeah.
like, oh, she's got big boobs to have big boobs. She's just a character that has big boobs because that's how she is. Well, Rico, on the other hand, is like very athletic. So she has, well, at least from what I can
Like
tell,
her body type
at least
is different.
a B cup is what they said. They said she had a B cup, right? So it's very athletic.
offensive.
And
All athletic girls have B cups,
Yeah.
by the way.
Holla.
Well, they said she
all
had a
B,
B cup.
all
They
B
said-
cups are athletic girls.
I remember
so
that
Yeah.
I remember that quote.
I do remember that quote.
And
Let's not boob
you see
shame.
her in a sports training bra and just those pants, and that's exactly what they would wear. It's not like she's wearing nothing at all
Like
or
her
whatever,
character.
just to kind of show off. It's wearing what she would wear, and that's why I think Kuroko fan service, because it's very realistic in how they do it. And as females, they have very big characters, which for a Shonen Jump is weird.
For a
And
shonen
most
jump
likely
sports
for-
manga is hella weird.
Yeah, and for a Japanese manga, it's quite strange as well, which is quite good.
I love.
I don't mean to make Japan sound sexist, but that's kind of how it is a little bit.
I was gonna say I love that. Did you guys read the bloopers? Because that's something you
Yeah.
anime fans for the most part don't get. Because they animate some of them, but you guys don't get all of the manga bloopers that are amazing.
God, I wish they would just animate the bloopers.
At
That
the
would
end
make me
of every
so
episode.
happy.
So good.
Oh God, the one
Instead of having-
with Tepe when he's like trying to eat the candy and it keeps missing. It's just all over the ground.
The one where Hyuga like accidentally like punches Kuroko in the face or something, and then it keeps happening. Kuroko gets up and he's like, "I got up within 10 seconds." He's just like, "What are you even talking about?"
It's like, what are you, a boxer or something?
Boxer. I also love that it's an ongoing joke that Kuroko's stamina is so low that he constantly passes out.
Falls
And
asleep.
Hyuga's like, just I've seen I think I reblogged it forever ago. There's actually like a montage of all the times Hyuga or anybody in the manga goes, "Kuroko, don't sleep," and it's just Kuroko passed out on the ground.
In the water, on the sand, just everywhere.
So good. But yeah, so let's go ahead and wrap up and give our final thoughts and ratings unless there's anything else big you guys want to touch on.
Kuroko's balls?
Kuroko's balls. I would love to touch Kuroko's balls.
Ball
There you go.
jokes.
Ball jokes. There was
Something
one
big you wanna
thing.
touch
Did you
on.
guys see the Instagram picture I posted earlier today about Kuroko? You should go look at it because
Did I?
this is like this, like I said, like the 5th time I have reread it, and I had never noticed this before. The picture that I posted.
Yeah.
if you
I
haven't
I
seen-
saw
for
that.
those of
The whole
you-
number's getting wrong.
Yeah, for those of you
Oh!
in chat.
Yeah.
I saw
I do
For
remember
those
that
of you
picture.
in chat, what happened was on one of the first pages of chapter quarter 56, there's a lineup of all of the freshmen getting ready to play. And their numbers, it goes Kuroko, Kagami, I don't remember his face, Furihara, I don't remember his face, but it goes 11, 10, 13, 12, 11. So there's 2 Kuroko jerseys happening around in there.
Because he's so into.
Now,
He's so into Kuroko.
could that be because they don't have enough Guernseys?
No, it's gonna make me sound like the huge nerd I am about Kuroko no Basuke, but they all have their jerseys. They are because
Like even the ones on the even the ones on the bench, they don't swap Guernseys at all.
They have their own. They're 13. They're 12, 13, and 14.
Okay.
Because I'm a nerd. I know that.
I didn't know if that was a thing. It could have been a basketball thing. I
no,
wasn't too sure.
It is a thing. So.
I do remember that from like the limited amount of time that I played basketball as well. Everybody always got their own jersey, and that was your jersey with your number.
Yeah.
Because I know in other sports they like swap Guernseys and stuff. So.
Hey.
Yo, you messing with stuff?
Both of us at the same time turned to our animals and were like, "What are you doing?"
Heard something fall, and I was like, Watson!
So yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Final thoughts and ratings. Shall we jump to that? Does anybody want to
Sure.
go first? I can go first.
Okay.
You deserve.
I gave it.
I predict
you.
Erin's gonna give it a 9.5.
Gosh,
Or a 9.6. Because she's gonna work up to 10.
See, it's like, do I work up to 10 or do I just give it my feelings? Because the Aomine versus Kisei match was one of the, like Yoki was saying, was one of the best written matches in anything that I have seen. And so I just loved it so much. And just like this entire section that we read, and I remember that one of the first times I was reading it, like this was the section that like hooked me, that made me be like, this manga is amazing and I love this and I'm going to marathon all 150 more chapters I have to read or whatever. Actually, it was like 70 or something. And so like this, based on that and just how much character development we see and how much the art improves and just how well imagery and like you guys are talking about the shading and the color, like the white and just all the characters that were introduced and how much we loved just getting to learn about all of the characters and seeing their interactions, just how incredibly well done they are. I want to give it a 10 because this is the part that hooked me, and this I think was an incredible section that showcased how well written the characters are, how amazing their dynamics are, and the development, and how good the slice of life is, as well as how intense and engaging the basketball part of it is. And so I'm gonna give it a 10 because it was absolutely amazing and just wonderful, and enjoyment levels like 15,000 million times a trillion forever repeating plus. So I'm gonna give it a 10, and that's my honest feelings. And it could be stable the next section we read. It could go down a little bit based on the next section we read, but
It could go up to 11.
it could go up to 11 out of 12.
Who even knows?
11 out of 12.
But there you go, boom. Those are my feels.
I gave it a 9 last time. I'm going to give it a 9.5 this time because I also agree that the matches step it up this time around. The art got better, and I think that this is like the tip of the iceberg of crazy stuff that's going to happen, and it makes me so excited. And I remember when I was first reading it being like, oh man, I think some crazy stuff's about to happen, and being so excited. So I'm really jazzed for us to read this next part. I know it's probably going to be months from now, but that's okay. And yeah, 9.5. I think it's fantastic. I definitely think any of you who haven't read it or watched it should read it / watch it because it's MangaPod. You should read it because anime sucks. Am I right?
Yeah.
Anime.
Totally.
No.
Actually, no. The Kuroko no Basuke anime is amazing.
The anime is
Definitely
pretty.
spend time watching that.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
I do like the anime.
Really good.
So, I think I'll start by saying that if you guys listen to this podcast, you guys know that I'm a fan of Kuroko no Basket.
If you're on my channel, then you know that you're all fan.
I like Kuroko no Basket, and I like talking about Kuroko no Basket. I like how Kuroko no Basket looks like. I like where it's going. I like where it's at right now. I like Kuroko no Basket, so I'm gonna give it a 9.9.
Oh!
I don't want to give it a full 10, but I will give it a 9.9. I was thinking about the rating ever since I was skimming the last few chapters all over again. Before we started this podcast,
No. Asterix.
Shut up.
Asterix. You were reading them after we had to quit the first time we tried.
That's true.
And we're trying to go back online. You were reading the last 3 chapters, so.
and you gotta call me out like that.
I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out, bro.
But it's
I
just
love
so
you.
good. It's so good, and that, like Aaron said, that is one of the matches. That is one of the matches that is. It's earlier on in the series. This is still like in the, not even in the hundreds yet. Yeah, it's like, and it's one of the matches. So my score can go down as well, go up. Can't go. Actually, it could go up. I left room to grow.
You
didn't, Aaron. You didn't.
I'm stuck at 10, and I'm okay with that.
No, it's just really good. This manga and this anime gives off so much entertainment, but at the same time so much depth. Makes you think about some things that you wouldn't think that you would think about because you're watching the like high school kids playing basketball. Come on. That's if you really break it down. That's all it is. High school kids playing basketball and they all have weird colored hair. It's the whole manga. Its definition.
Well,
It's awesome.
6 of them do.
Yeah,
I guess Kagami too.
it's really good. Definitely check it out. And 9.9 probably deserves a straight 10, but enjoyment level is definitely 10. 10 out of 10. But rating, I'm gonna give 9.9 because I want to leave some space.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure. I can't wait till we read the next part 3 of a MangaPod Kuroko no Basket.
We
Where
better
we
get to
catch
Murmur.
up.
I'm gonna be so
need
sad
to
if
get-
we don't in the next section.
Oh, we will. Murmur will be
Oh,
there.
don't worry, we do.
We do.
Yeah.
I know, we do.
No, but like the match.
Oh.
Oh.
We wouldn't, but we could if we read.
We should just read like
That
10
match
volumes.
starts at like 1:45.
It starts really, yeah. I know it takes forever to get there, but I'm just like,
It's like 1:45 through 160 or something. So we could. We just read 100.
if we just read like
chapters.
100 chapters. Oh my god. Fine, it won't be next time.
It'll be the
time
next one.
Oh,
It's gonna
okay.
take forever to get to 220.
Go,
We
Dazzle.
gotta do like Kuroko like 1 week and then Kuroko next week after that week. That's what we gotta do.
Hit us, Saza.
Aaron's birthday specials.
And that's right. I have control.
For my score, you guys are gonna hate me, but
Boo!
I gave it 7.5 last time,
Yeah, which is understandable.
and this time I'm going to give it an 8.
3.
An 8. It definitely
That's not
did. It definitely did better than what it did last time. Like, it got more into depth into the characters. We learned more about the characters. We had some awesome matches. We had the Kisei versus Amine match, which I love Kisei. So, not like that kind of love. I think he's a good character. And even though people are like, oh, he's so one-dimensional, he's just a pretty boy, I think he has a lot of depth to him.
That is
Oh, he's a-
negative.
he's
Don't
a-
say
match.
Yeah.
Showcase some depth.
Gosh.
He
Anyone who
has so
says
much
that is
depth.
on my
He's got
naughty
more
list.
depth than the Marina Trench.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, it's freaking, like, that is one of the things. I can't believe they didn't talk about it, but Kisei is
Yeah,
the
we
character
should've
that people,
talked
like,
about him more.
throw aside. They're like, oh, he's just, like, this blonde, like, freaking pretty boy. Look how he acts. Kurokoichi. Like, damn it, man. Like, he's not. He has so much depth
No.
to it.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites. He
one of my
really is one of my
favorites.
favorites. And I don't like pretty boys.
Yeah, we see that. We see
Yeah,
that.
we
I had
see
that.
noticed that.
I love Kisei.
Aaron has
Sorry.
gone to the like 3 different anime conventions as Kisei.
I love
Not
him
a throwaway
so
character.
much. He's
Best
amazing.
ever.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
None of the characters
And the thing is,
should be
a lot of the
judged.
times,
I do throw off pretty boys as like, oh, he's just freaking pretty. I don't like this character, and that's kind of how I started as well with Kisei. I would be like, oh, he's just a pretty boy. He's blonde. Look at him. Look at his act.
He's a
acting.
model.
But then shit, he's so good.
He's so badass.
It's not Kisei's fault. He's perfect at everything.
No kidding. It's not his
Right?
fault. We
God.
can copy.
What's he supposed to do? Good genetics? Like,
Yeah. I mean, he's a blonde Japanese person.
That's.
it's true.
I'll take
That's
pictures of him.
I'd take pictures of him.
He's a
You're
model.
just like part of this secret crew that just like trades little pictures of Kisei. You're like, oh man, where did you get that one? Oh my god.
Sell my collection, make a fortune.
Dodger,
keep it in
that
your
actually
pocket.
happens.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, yeah,
that's
no,
why
that's
I like
real.
to believe.
I bet
at the same
at his
school.
school there's like, well, there is a Kisei fan club at the school
Yeah,
because we
there's a
see it in
Kisei
the anime.
fan club everywhere.
But yeah, so I give the manga an 8 because it is amazing. It's still got room to grow. It's got so much room to grow. I mean, we haven't even met two of the Generation of Miracles yet, and we've got other characters which we haven't met yet, and there's just a whole bunch of things to come that I know will be amazing once they do come. And that's only just like the surface. I only know about 50 more chapters, so there's like 150 more than that. So I'm like, holy crap, there's still more to go. Aaron's just like, I know. I can't say anything.
It's
You
on.
don't even know, Daz.
But
Seriously,
I definitely
don't.
really
None of you.
enjoyed the like Kisei versus Amina match. The chapters just kept going. I didn't feel any chapter markers in between them. They just flowed perfectly. It was like the manga's just like, all right, this is what I'm doing for this match right here. I'm just gonna go straight ahead, write everything out, what I want to do, and then he just went for it. It's not like other manga, which like, all right, how are we gonna do it this week? How are we gonna do it next week? It's just straightforward. It was perfect. It flowed, and that's something that really Kuroko does well. It flows really well. There's foreshadowing. There's character development here, there, and everywhere. So, I think definitely an 8 would be great for it, but with room to grow, lots of room to grow, I think.
Awesome.
And the enjoyment was definitely 10.6 out of 10.
10.6. I like how specific.
10.6 out of 10. Is everything okay, Roger?
I realized that my projector screen is now a blue screen. It's like,
What's happening?
huh?
What?
It's hooked up to Sam's computer, so when Sam's computer goes to sleep, this just turns into a blue screen. Whoops. Anyways.
So yeah, we all, if you've come through this entire podcast, then you should know by now that we all highly recommend Kuroko no Basuke. Even if you're not a fan of sports manga or sports anime, you should definitely watch and read it, and we highly recommend it. So
Ignore that it's a sports. Just
ignore it as sports. Just look at it as a really good anime or manga.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's hop out of our Kuroko no Basuke discussion and figure out what we are reading next week. Dazza, do you want to give us our Dr. Dazza description and have everybody guess it? And then I have a really funny thing to say once you're done.
Okay. In the year 2038, a police state, scheming politicians, Regulus. That's not right. Regulus. That's not spelled correctly. Anyway, religious sects. That my accent. Religious sects. There we go. Revolutionaries and a secret scientific project all combined to produce an explosive mixture in Neo Tokyo. The rival groups all have their eyes on one prize: the control of a boy of such destructive psychic ability that he has been held in a cryostasis for over 30 years. That means it was made in 2008. A coup is planned, but there is a wild card at play. The psychic Tetsuo, that's the word. An impertious, there's a lot of big words here. Impertious young biker who releases and so forces all of the groups to make their move.
Ooh.
What could it be?
Are we Tower of God again? Is that Tower of...
Tower of God? No, what? Oh, you're joking.
No, I actually cut off Tower of God, and that's exactly
Tower
the
of
story.
God doesn't take place in Neo Tokyo, Yoko.
And I don't think there's a psychic called Tetsuo as well. Just
I don't know,
saying.
guys. I don't know what you guys have been reading.
You're right. That's our bad.
Oh, God. That's really
Guys,
funny.
get your shit
Yes,
together.
okay, so
They've guessed.
DC has already guessed it. We are reading Akira! Yay! Volumes 1 through 2, which is chapters 1 through 10, I believe. They're longer chapters, which is why we decided to do something shorter. And Chad from Quantum Theory does holodeck on Polaris. He's a big part of Polaris. He is going to be with us on that. So that should be really
Manga
fun.
Trunch.
I would like to.
Let me just
I would
tell
like
you,
to share.
Akira is really good. Akira is really good. You guys should like really read it and join us next time. Just saying. I've read
And
Akira.
it's our 50th episode.
No, I would like to tell a funny story about that whole 50th episode thing.
Oh yeah.
So, all four of us were together when we made this schedule, and we were like, oh, March 18th is our 50th episode, so we should read Akira. Well, if you go and look at the number of this week's
Oh, it's
episode,
not.
you will see that it's episode 57, or 47, which
Damn.
means that next week is not episode 50, but episode 48, which rounds up being that our 50th
Oh,
episode
God.
is going to be
God.
is going to be Kiss X Sis on April Fool's Day.
Makes
I
me
just did it. Oh, my God.
so happy. Is it because did we have to skip a couple? Is that why?
I don't think we haven't skipped any since we made this. we
Really?
haven't- Yeah.
No, we've gone perfect so far this year.
That's really funny.
So somehow all four of our brains combined could not count up to 50.
Why
What is
can't
that?
say why? Why did it end up that?
Oh no! All of us were together when we were like, "Oh yeah, that is our 50th episode."
Yeah, like why not? It sounds right. It looks right.
So now we're gonna celebrate 50 episodes with Kiss X Sis.
March 18th. That sounds like a 50th episode kind of day, you know?
Can't wait.
Makes me so.
48th episode celebration.
Not April Fool's Day. Woo! So yes, next week we are going to be reading Akira volumes 1 through 2, chapters 1 through 10, I think is what it is, with Chad from Quantum Theory. So let's go ahead and shout out our stuff now really quick and round this out. I am Erin of HappiLeeErin. You are watching MangaPod here on my channel. I do anime reviews, anime first impressions, season impressions of stuff that's going to be coming out, as well as Kuroko no Basuke episode reviews, which I'm going to have to do a big one for the season coming up. It ends in like 3 weeks. It's really, really sad.
Don't say that. No.
It was really, really sad. But I also do, all of the other manga pods are hosted on my channel as well, and I also do friendly anime discussions where I talk with friends about anime, and I also do mental health awareness stuff. If you'd like to follow me on any sort of social media site, I am HappiLeeErin everywhere, and I reblog all sorts of Kuroko no Basuke things and just weird stuff, and I complain about stupid things. So follow me on all of that stuff. HappiLeeErin. Hi, Dickie.
I'm Dodger. I have 2 YouTube channels. One is youtube.com/presshearttocontinue, where I do gaming stuff. That's Erin's husband, David.
Hi. We just finished talking about Kuroko no Basuke.
Get out of
What
here.
is that?
Do you not
I'm
like?
telling them where to find
Never
me.
heard of it.
No, get out of here.
No, you need to get out of
Just
here.
leave.
She's telling.
Get
she's
outta
telling
here.
people where to find her.
Dex bonus.
Okay.
And more Dex bonus.
Right?
That it?
I assume. I don't really know.
But yes, okay. Press it to continue, do gaming stuff there, and then youtube.com/dexterity bonus is where I do daily vlogs and talk about my cats and drink coffee, and it's fantastic. And on all of my social media, David is right, I am Dex Bonus. DEXBONUS. So,
Yeah.
Dazza got a haircut! He looks like a real man.
Thank you, David.
Yeah,
He's
I
also
love
a
you too.
lot less blurry than me.
Yeah. That's great.
I agree with that. That is also very true.
Yeah.
Sexy
Probably
man.
because he has a big window over there. It's
Way less blurry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually using like natural light.
I love that natural.
Besides, I've also got lighting, but still.
Nah. Yoku.
Who's next?
Wait, it's my turn. All right. You can find me on Yokorama Game Talk on YouTube, where I don't talk about games. I just talk about anime mostly. By mostly, I mean not like all the time.
It's like you never
And,
thought about games.
I think last time we talked about games was like in 2008 or something.
You tweet
So-
about games a lot.
I do. But I also have another YouTube channel, which I'm bringing back for the spring season of the anime, that's coming out. There's going to be a bunch of new stuff, a bunch of sports anime that are starting up. There's going to be an anime about ping pong. Ping
Yeah!
pong,
Oh,
the
what?
animation.
The animation.
What?
It's like it's not just ping pong anime. It's like the animation. So,
Yeah.
Yokorama News is the name of that channel, and I'll be super disappointed in it because I saw the trailer. It looks like Akunohana.
It's supposed to be.
Oh,
It's gonna be
amazing.
like. I think it's supposed to be like the Akunohana. Like, you know how everybody like really loved and really praised Akunohana. It was like one of the best anime of the year in a lot of people's lists. I think it's supposed to be kind of that same feeling with it. Like, it's supposed to be like critically acclaimed kind of a feel.
Oh, jeez.
But
I hate
think
it.
it
It's
sounds
so
really
edgy
interesting.
and different.
I
Look
like.
at that
I almost
art. Wow.
when I saw that trailer, I was like, I had a tear
What's
go
the
down my
anime
face.
called? I want to watch the trailer.
Ping pong the
It's called
animation.
Ping Pong the Animation.
Okay.
But- But you can find me on Twitter at Yokorama Talks, and I think everywhere else like Hummingbird, Instagram, my anime list, and Tumblr. I don't know what else I have. Yokorama. That's all it is. Just type that, you find me.
Yeah.
What's that?
Good job. Dazza? Oh, Dazza, are you watching the...
I'm just watching the trailer. Hold on.
Do you want us to shout out your stuff?
No, it's alright. It's only a 30-second trailer.
There's multiple
Okay, well,
trailers.
Dazza is watching that trailer. We'll shout out the MangaPod subreddit. If you would like to ever get more MangaPod, you can go to reddit.com/r/MangaPod, where we have the upcoming MangaPod schedule as well as a thread for recommendations. If you would like to recommend us a manga that you would like to see us discuss on future MangaPods, you can go ahead and do it there. And there is also a spreadsheet of all of our previous scores that we've given on all of the mangas we've read that a really cool user system Nominal has put together for us. There's all sorts of fun MangaPod related stuff there. So go ahead and go and check that out. Deeza?
I watched the trailer. It was alright.
It looks weird, but
It's about ping pong. That's like
but
I gotta watch
think
that.
I love
Sorry.
the sound.
Yeah.
I love the sound of a ping pong, so I'm really excited.
Boop, 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 boop. That doesn't sound like ping pong at all.
They better have like super duper massive like Saki type mahjong effects for the ping pong ball hitting. That'd be awesome. But I am the Dr. Dazza from Fire Nippon. On Fire Nippon, I do many things like first impressions. I was supposed to have one of those up, but I got content ID'd.
No.
TV Tokyo.
Best.
It was probably Crunchyroll. Don't worry about it. Do first impressions. I do what we've watched, a weekly show where we talk about what we've been watching this week. Spoiler alert, I saw The Wind Rises. So I'll be talking about that.
Yeah, Wind Rises. Sorry, keep
I
going.
need to see that.
Carry on.
It's really good.
And I do other stuff like reviews and top 10s and other stuff like that. I also have a second channel called The Dr. Dazza, which I'm going to be starting stuff on there very soon when I have stopped using these things and have proper internet where I can
Dildos.
upload,
Dildos. When he stopped using dildos.
Stop using
where I
dildos.
stop using these dildos and have like proper Wi-Fi. I'll start uploading all the special videos, but that will be coming very soon. So it's very interesting. You can also find me on Twitter at Dr. Dazza. You can find me on Hummingbird. No, it's just Dr. Dazza. Tumblr is drdazza.tumblr.com. And that's, I think, it. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Good job. All of us did really
We did
good on
it.
that. We all did great.
Dazza, you look so hot right now.
David, we'll talk later. Okay. I'm surprised you have a shirt on. I mean, you are on Skype.
I know, usually
Oh,
don't. No! Thank you all so much for watching MangaPod. We really appreciate you joining us for our discussion of Kuroko no Basuke. I'm just taking this. I'm just going to take this. If you want to join us next week, we'll be here same time, same place. Make sure to follow us all on Twitter because we will be... Oh, you just smacked the dog in the face with your sweater.
Bye.
We'll be tweeting the link to come and watch us on YouTube. If you want to find any of our links, they're all in the description. Again, we're reading Akira, volumes 1 through 2, chapters 1 through 10. Thank you all so much for joining. We love you all, and we will see you next week, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bye-bye!
Bye.